Do you spend most of your day worrying about whether you should do DIY or should do...
Oh, multiple times a day. That's how I keep my tea warm, because I forget about my tea a lot. The perks of working on set, you learn how to bounce light off of really useful places. I mean, I've only been what you call a serious artist for the last couple of years, but I've always done art, and art's been in my family. My dad is an artist, my grandma's an artist, my auntie's an artist, so like I thought I'd just give it a go. I was doing a lot of like the resin work and the abstracts, so like these kind of things. Those two, this triptych here, which is a galaxy triptych. I've got one triptych that's out at the moment in display, which is similar sort of lines, but it was based on Pangea, which is when the continent was one supercontinent, which was quite fun to do. It was a bit different. I'm inspired mainly by just anything nature. Like the birds came from my love of birds and my family's love of feeding birds and things like that. My favourite, but oh, that's a difficult question. Why did you ask me that? I don't know, I'm probably along the lines of nuthatches and tree creepers, as they've just got so much character, but I do love sparrows and robins, and long-tailed tits, and great tits, and blue tits. I do like tits. At the moment, I'm going into towns and trying to at least display in one gallery or shop or cafe in each town. And once you get your pieces out, like branching out, then people start recognising your work and buying it a bit more often. Like there are so many pieces that I've sold out there that I could have done so much more on. Like I did an oil painting of a kingfisher, not last year but the year before. I was doing it as a live demonstration for Wellenstein Rally, and I wanted to go so much further with it than what the finished piece actually looked like, because the guy who bought it wanted it exactly as it was. Like he watched me paint it all weekend. He was just like, no, I love it as it is, I want it like that. And I was like, okay, it's not finished. So I'll always think about that piece and how much more I could have done to it. I make it all for myself, and that sounds really selfish and really strange, but I create art because each piece that I create is coming out from a place that is from me, if that makes any sense. So the art that I create because I love creating it, and it's wholly something that I want to do. I think it's really easy to fall down the trap of creating for selling, and then you lose that personal touch with it. Got into a habit last year of just creating, like just drawing bees and birds for the sake of it, you know, for the sake of having to sell them, and I got into a really sort of horrible place where I didn't want to make any art because I wasn't creating for myself. It wasn't coming from me like organically. I always try and at least thank the person who's bought it. If they've connected to this artwork, that they love it so much that they've got to buy it, they've then connected to me in a way. So the gentleman who ended up buying the kingfisher, bless him, he lost his wife. I started painting the kingfisher after a bit of a, I can't say a rebirth of myself, when I found that art was actually the thing that I really loved doing. Equally, he said the kingfisher reminded him of every time that he goes fishing, and he used to watch the kingfishers fly around, and it was just a happy memory for him, a happy connection for him after his, you know, after he'd gone through so much sorrow in his life. So yeah,